All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into what it really takes to buy a pool service route in Central Florida. Now, on the surface, it looks like a pretty sweet deal, right? Sun, water, happy customers. But here's the thing. The real secret to making a ton of money, or losing your shirt, isn't what you think. There's a hidden layer to this market that can make or break your investment. So you're thinking about buying a pool route. You want to be your own boss, work outside. It seems perfect. But what if I told you that most people looking to buy in are focused on the completely wrong things? What if the key to success has almost nothing to do with how well you clean a pool and everything to do with how well you can read a map?
And that's really the secret right there. You're not just buying a list of addresses and phone numbers. You are buying a piece of a very specific micro-market. Here in Central Florida, that creates this kind of market within a market situation. And trust me, understanding that difference, well, it's everything.
Okay, so to really get this hidden market, first we got to talk about your costs. It's tempting to think a pool business is just like a lawn care business, but financially, they are worlds apart, and it all boils down to one single thing.
Think about lawn care for a sec. Your biggest expense is your stuff, right? The mower, the truck, it's a fixed cost. You know what it is every month. But with a pool route, your number one expense, hands down, is chemicals. And that cost is totally variable. It can change week to week, month to month. So, what drives that change?
Well, the answer is something we'll call the heat factor. It's actually really simple chemistry. That brutal Florida sun and heat, they eat up the chlorine in the water. So the hotter it gets, the faster those chemicals disappear, and the more you have to pour into that pool just to keep it clean. Your profit margin is literally tied to the weather.
And this is the magic number, or maybe the scary number, depending on how you look at it. Once that pool water gets above 90 degrees, two things happen. Everybody wants to be in the pool, and that chlorine starts burning off like crazy. Your chemical use and your costs just go through the roof.
Okay, so heat drives costs. You'd think all of Central Florida is pretty much the same hot, sunny place, right? Wrong. And this, right here, is the big secret. You have to stop thinking of Orlando as one market. It's not. It's two completely separate business environments, the vacation corridor and the homeowner corridor.
Let's break this down. In the vacation corridor, around the Disney area, those pools are used year-round. Tourists have the heaters cranked even in December. That means your chemical costs are high all the time. But then you go over to the homeowner corridor, think like Nona. Residents there, they use their pools seasonally. So your chemical costs will be high in the summer, but they drop way down in the winter. And you see that last row, repair potential? Just keep that in the back of your mind. We're going to come back to it because it's a huge deal.
Now let's talk about what you get paid. In that super busy vacation corridor, you're probably looking at a rate of about $75 to $80 a month per pool. And you might think, why so low? Well, it's because you're often working for big property management companies that give you dozens of pools at once. They want a volume discount.
Now compare that to the homeowner corridor. Here you're dealing one-on-one with the person who owns the house, and you can charge a higher rate, usually $85 to $90 a month. So a 50-pool route is not just a 50-pool route. The location alone can mean a $10 per door difference in your pocket every single month. So beyond which corridor you're in, there are two more variables that can totally change your bottom line. We're talking about your route's density and let's call it the dirt factor.
Route density is just common sense, but it is so critical. If you've got 5 pools on one street, you spend almost no time or gas money driving between them. That's pure profit. But if those same 5 pools are spread out over a couple miles, well, you're burning gas, you're burning time, and all of that just eats away at your profits. When you're looking at a route, you have to ask, how tight is it?
And then there's the screen, or lanai. A pool without one is a completely different animal. It's getting blasted by the sun all day, so you're using more chemicals. It's catching every leaf, every bit of dirt, so you're spending more of your time cleaning. A screened-in pool is a gift. Seriously, it provides shade and keeps all that junk out, which lowers your two biggest costs, your chemicals and your time.
So, we've talked about service and costs, but there's this whole other side to the business, a huge revenue stream that a lot of people just don't factor in properly. And it's especially profitable here in Florida. We're talking about repairs.
This quote from an industry pro just hits the nail on the head. In a lot of other places, the pool equipment is buried, but not in Florida. Here, the pumps, the heaters, they're sitting right there, above ground. That makes them way easier to get to figure out what's wrong, and to fix. It's a simple geographical fact that opens up a massive and very profitable part of the business.
And remember our 2 corridors? This is where that difference gets even bigger. Those vacation rental pools, they're getting worked hard all year long. The pumps and heaters are running constantly, which means they break down a lot more often. Your potential repair revenue in the vacation corridor is way, way higher than in the homeowner areas.
Okay, we've gone through a lot here. Corridors, costs, density, repairs. So what do you do with all this? How do you actually put this insider knowledge to work when you're looking to buy? Well, here you go. This is your pre-purchase playbook.
Before you even think about making an offer, you need to know the answers to these 5 questions. This goes so far beyond just the asking price. Number 1, where is it? Vacation or homeowner? Number 2, how tight is the route? How much driving is there? 3, what's the mix of screened versus unscreened pools? 4, and this is a big one, what does the repair history look like? And finally, 5, what happens to billing in the winter? Answering these questions, that's how you find the real value of the business you're buying.
So we'll leave you with this question to think about. When you buy a pool route in Central Florida, are you just buying a list of customers? Or are you really buying a slice of the map, a piece of territory with its own, very specific set of rules for making money? Understanding that distinction, well, that's the whole secret. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.